And here I was, red raspberry jelly all over my titties and being stressed out. I could put this on an OnlyFans, couldn't I? We love a business opportunity. So, hello. I probably should have started this vlog in a more appropriate or sophisticated way, but we've all established that sophistication is not why you come to this channel. So I'm here eating my jalapeno popper wontons in really weird shapes. Just a rundown, I put jalapeno popper filling in like wonton wrappers because we love a cross-cultural moment with dipping it in red raspberry jelly. I don't know why, but it tastes delicious, so there you go. So the point of this lovely vlog, reading vlog, hopefully I get some reading done, is to dedicate the week leading up to Bookfest in Bed, which if you don't know what I'm talking about, check out my announcement video. Basically, it's this huge ass book festival thing that I organized and got myself into, and I'm very stressed and paranoid and just having a grand old time, but I'm still excited. I'm just going through it a little bit, and you know, I thought it would be a fun experience and a chaotic experience, and I don't know, hopefully enlightening to see just what I do with the time leading up to Bookfest in Bed. The agenda for today, that after I eat, you know, my jalapeno popper wonton, whatever you want to call it, is to draft some interview questions because I have a total of 14 authors making an appearance, and I believe I have finished 5 author interviews, like total, but I could be wrong about that. I have no idea. And I also want to make sure that I can read as many books as possible from the intended authors. And that's a little tricky because I do not have my library available to me, of course, but I do have the audiobook for Wicked As You Wish by Rin Chapeko, as well as Witches of Ash and Ruin by E. Latimer, and so hopefully I can get those done. I'm also like almost done with Where Dreams Descend by Janelle Angelis, but that is for an upcoming ARC vlog, so you guys won't see my thoughts on that besides the fact that, you know, I'm really enjoying it, so I can tell you guys that. But so those are kind of the game plans. I haven't vlogged in so long, and I just want to do this. I want to be able to be my chaotic self and just show you guys the non-professional side of this whole experience, because it's been a ride, let me just tell you. I deserve these jalapeno wontons. Guys, so right now I am getting ready to set up our sleepover party live show that is happening tonight, and if you've missed that, definitely go check it out. I mean, I don't know how it's gonna go, but it's just gonna be me and Carly, so I'm sure it's gonna be a great time. I just had a stroke. Y'all didn't say anything about it. Fake ass hoes. Anyways, so I am just getting situated. I got my cute ass PJs on. There's my robe. We don't know how long she's gonna stay on because it's not exactly robe season, but we live for the dramatics. So this live show, we're just going to chat about like behind the scenes, kind of the process of this whole craziness, and kind of get like last minute questions or any other ideas that we might want to implement in the live show. I don't know. It's gonna happen. We're gonna have some giveaways. It's gonna be a good time. It's gonna be a good time. Hello. So it has been a day since the sleepover party, and of course I didn't vlog it because every single time I have a live show and say I'm gonna vlog it, I never vlog it. So that was predictable. But we were giving away a few books for the live show, and the winner for The Crow Rider was already chosen because Carly did like a little Furyborn trivia, and for these three, I will be doing a random number generator thing. So I figured I would just show you guys. I'm pretty sure this is how I'm going to do the book depository gift cards as well, but we'll see how I end up doing that. So I went through and I put all of the comments or all of the commenters on here, and now I'm gonna go to a random number generator and I'm gonna generate 10, and then I'm gonna go to 10 all day reads, all die reads, I'm assuming it's all day reads because, you know, puns and stuff. So I'm just gonna highlight, boom, that is the first winner. Now I'm gonna go again because we have 3 books, 8, and then Pages and Peaches. Ew, what am I, like, oh, actually I'm gonna do a different color. Let's do orange, and then thirdly, boom, 12, Melina. Boom, those are our 3 winners. So I'm just gonna DM/email the winners in order of they were chosen. So like All Day Reads is gonna have the choice, like first pick of the 3 books, and then Pages and Peaches, and then Melina will get the one that is remaining. Okay, so I finished Witches of Ashen Ruin by E. Latimer, and I decided to give this one a 3 out of 5 stars. It was great. It was very entertaining. It was very fast paced. I really liked the bisexual rep. I really liked the OCD rep. I really loved the incorporation of modern witchcraft in comparison to kind of the campy stereotypical witches that we often see in other books. That being said, I do think it was a little less magical than I was expecting it to be, and pairing with that, I thought Celtic mythology was going to play a bigger role in the story. Celtic mythology is, of course, an aspect of the book because we are following this coven that do believe in these deities. However, it's not really a central theme, more of just a overarching influence, which I went in expecting just a little more about that. It really is more about witches who are tracking down this serial killer who is a witch hunter, rather than a kind of magical, mystical story about witches and like gods and things like that. So it's definitely more on the light fantasy aspect than I was expecting. So if you are into lighter fantasy, if you are into like the Raven Boys is a huge inspiration for this book. I already can see that right off the gate. If you are really a big fan of practical magic, I definitely think this one would be great for you. I do think that this is like the best witchy book that I have ever read. Just my expectations kind of going in were just a bit more magical leaning. Like I thought it was just going to be a lot more fantasy than it really was. It really was more of like a contemporary book about modern witches. So I do appreciate that this exists. I do appreciate the female-female romance in it. I will say though, something that did keep me from not really being invested in the romance and overall the characters in general is our main character specifically. I don't feel like I ever knew who she was, besides the fact that she was bisexual, she had OCD, and she kind of had like a difficult family life, but I don't feel like I knew who she was, like what she really believed in, or kind of like her personality. She did seem more of like a shell of an individual, so I couldn't really get behind the romance. I wasn't really invested in the romance, so that's also something to be said. But again, it still has that female-female aspect to it. There were still moments where I was really invested and I thought it was really cute. And so overall, yeah, it was a 3-star read. It was an average read. It was a great debut. I'm very excited to see what E. Latimer produces in the future. And if this is something that you are interested in, I would definitely recommend it. So now I think I will be listening to Wicked As You Wish by Rin Chapeko. And so hopefully I enjoy that. That one is also a kind of lighter fantasy book, so maybe that's just going to be a theme in this vlog. Hello! So I have about 3 reading updates to share with you guys. The first one being the only one that actually pertains to Bookfest in Bed. I started reading or listening to Wicked As You Wish by Rin Chapeko, and I got about 30 or 40% into it, and unfortunately I decided to DNF it. It is basically following this town in Arizona in this kind of alternative universe of America and like the world in general, where the kingdoms of like fairy tales like Avalon and Neverland and Wonderland, they're all actually like a thing. Like they are an existing part of the makeup of the world and their actual like countries. And the main character and her family were residents of Avalon, and there was this war that broke out, and now they are refugees. So I'm not sure if all fairy tale descendants or creatures or characters are refugees, but that's kind of the central point. Rin Chapeko is just examining refugee politics through these kind of fairy tale settings, which I really very much enjoyed. And I also enjoyed the immense amount of Filipino culture that is in this book. It's definitely a love letter to Filipino readers, so I of course really appreciate that. It's just that it wasn't necessarily my cup of tea. One, I thought the world building was a lot. I definitely think if I were to revisit this again, I would have to have a physical copy with the audiobook, because there's just a lot of names, there's a lot of politics, there's just a lot of like world building that is kind of thrown at you at the very start, and so I was a bit lost there. I also am, again, I'm not a huge fan of like light fantasy. Like, I did enjoy Witches of Ash and Ruin. I gave that a 3-star, of course. I thought it was very entertaining, but it's just not my cup of tea, I guess. I just think it's not clunky or awkward. It's just, I would rather have it full on fantasy, if that makes sense. But I am not opposed to revisiting this in the future. It's definitely an interesting concept, definitely very diverse right off the bat. Definitely, if you're interested in, I would check it out, but I think I much prefer her Bone Witch series, which I need to continue because I read the first book a really long time ago and I should get back to that. So after I set Wicked As You Wish down, I picked up Girls of Paper and Fire by Natasha Nagan right afterwards, and I flew through this baby. I finished this in like one day, and I really enjoyed this. I mean, enjoyed is kind of a hard word to describe this book because of how heavy it is. If you don't know, which I'm sure you do, this is quite a hyped title. Girls of Paper and Fire follows our main character, and she is forced into being the king's concubine because she has these golden eyes that makes her very like alluring or whatever. And this world is made up of a caste system. There is the paper caste, the steel caste, and the moon caste, and each of them are kind of divided up into like demon versus human attributes. So the paper casts are all human, the steel casts are human and demon like people, and then the moon cast are fully animalistic type demons. And of course, the highest caste, the moon cast, is the demons. The king is a demon. We got all of those things. So it's pretty much direct symbolism of the patriarchy made up of evil and disgusting demons. So we love that symbolism in this house. And also our main character Lei, she ends up getting in a romance with another paper girl, Ren, and they get a romance together, and they basically decide to become revolutionaries together. It was such a like beautiful romance, because amongst this like terrible evil background of this sexual assault and them having to deal with this, it just highlights even more the heartwarming moments between Lei and Ren, and I just really enjoyed this. I gave it a 4 out of 5 stars. Honestly, it was just really powerful, and I know I said that a bunch and I feel like I'm just being really repetitive, but I really appreciated this in everything that it was, from the culture to the romance to the examination of heavy topics like sexual assault. I thought this was so well done. I honestly just want to thank everybody who lowered my expectations for this, because it seems that after the hype, everybody was just rating it really low, and I thought it was really good, and I really enjoyed it, and I think it's worth the hype. So if you are hesitant about picking this up, I definitely recommend it. I think it was a powerful and sweet and revolutionary read. There you go. All of the words I have already said multiple times, but I'm going to say it even more. And then today I started listening to and finished The Henna Wars by Adiba Jagadard, and this is following our main character Nishat, and she is assigned this business project where she has to come up with a business for class, and she decides to start her own henna business. How many times am I going to say business in 2 minutes? Who knows? And unfortunately, when she decides that she is going to do a henna business, her crush Flavia decides she is going to do her henna business as well, which poses some discussions to be made, because Flavia is actually Brazilian and Nishat is Bengali. So Nishat is kind of dealing with having this crush and having feelings for Flavia, as well as kind of juggling with feeling hurt over Flavia's cultural appropriation of her own culture and her cultural practices. So this is really centering around a whole lot of issues with cultural appropriation, racism, sexuality, how those all merge with her being both Bengali and coming out to her Bengali parents and Muslim parents, as well as living in Ireland and going to an Irish Catholic schools. I just really enjoyed this story as much, again, kind of like Girls with Paper and Fire, as much as I can enjoy it, because Nishat really just goes through a lot of difficulties in this book and just a lot of heaviness, and there's just a lot on her shoulders, and so I enjoyed watching her experience and learning about her journey and seeing her journey, and I also really appreciated the sister dynamics. I wasn't crazy about the romance, although I can see where it comes from, and I'm not mad about it. I'm not like disappointed in it, because it kind of highlights the difference between queer people of color, queer brown girls versus white girls, and our different experiences. It's not clean cut as it would in a Caucasian relationship that it would be with these heavy cultural and societal influences. I said it in my Goodreads review, and I will say it time and time again: if you are only reading white queer stories, you are not reading diversely, and if you are angered by that, you are part of the problem. So I overall really enjoyed this book. It was very enlightening. It was just also very optimistic, but in a very realistic way. Hello you guys, so it has been a couple days since Bookfest in Bed. I'll do a whole rundown on how it went, what my feelings are, all that jazz, but right now I am calculating the giveaway winners. This is incredibly chaotic. I have a lot of names, a lot of scribbly things in my handwriting, so I went in twice and looked through the entire live show and noted down every single person who commented and every single person who commented during the specific panels. So first I am going to calculate the winners of the actual panel, and then we'll do the book depository winners, but that's what's gonna happen right now. I'm gonna start with contemporary. We have a random number generator. Everybody's got a number. Let's go. So for the contemporary releases, we have 2 books, so let's do the first one. Number 2, Kate Hart's books. And then we have our second winner, 5 signed books. So basically the 2 colors tells me that Kate gets priority of choosing between the 2 books first, and then signed gets the one that Kate does not end up choosing. So let's repeat the process. Thriller panel, we have that out of 15. So we also have 2 winners for this one. Our first winner is number 3, which is Deanna. And then our second winner is Lila. Finally, our romance panel, we also have 2 winners, and this one was out of 21. So our first winner, number 20, which is Sunflower Lupin. And then our second winner, 19, which is Alien. So now it is time to calculate the 7 book depository gift cards that we will be giving away. And going through my list, we had a total of 119 different people show up at various different times during the live show, and that does not include the over 2,000 views that we now have on Bookfest in Bed, which is wild, but time to get generating. Here we go, our first winner, 111, is Carrie Reads. Number 2, 12, Kendra Cuss. Number 3, 77, Bridget, 82, Instazar Muhammad. Oh no, I lost count. Hold on, BRB, let me highlight. Round 5, 5th winner, 110 is Street. 6, 4, All Day Reads, and 61, which is, it's Daya, just Daya. Now, I did notice that All Day Reads has already won a book from this whole thing. They were one of the winners during our sleepover party, so I do think I am going to roll again just because we want as many people to get as many prizes as possible. So I am sorry, All Day Reads, but your book will be coming to you soon, so hopefully you understand, but I'm gonna roll one more time. Okay, so we got the last roll here. 42, Victoria Maria. So there you go. Congratulations to all of the winners. I will say that this could potentially change based on the locations of the winners. For example, I cannot afford international shipping for the physical books. So if any of the winners for physical books are international, I am going to have to roll again. But hopefully that is not the case, and hopefully everybody is chosen. I am going to get to contacting all of the winners, and I think the next time that you see me, I will be wrapping up this whole vlog. Not me actually contacting giveaway winners and only now realizing that Book Depository does not do gift cards. We're at the post office and we just dropped off all of the books and they're all out going to the winners. I was gonna film it, but I completely forgot to film it in the post office. So but here's the receipt. It's really long and I have all of the giveaway winner books out and this vlog is pretty much done. So my last clip is just gonna be me going over things and like concluding my thoughts. Hello you guys, so this is going to be the final chapter of Bookfest in Bed 2020. I just wanted to close off this vlog first by saying thank you again to absolutely everybody who contributed to Bookfest in any way, shape, or form, whether that be actual hosts or people who helped me brainstorm ideas, people who contributed to interview questions, or just the plain viewers of Bookfest. It ended up being so amazing and it ran so smoothly. There were really no issues whatsoever. Everybody had such a great time. It was a 12-hour live show. I think technically like 11 hours and 30 minutes because we got done a little early, but it was so successful. We got all of the giveaway prizes are out into the world. Hopefully they make it to their intended winners in a timely and safely manner. All of the book depository, or not book depository because we found out book depository doesn't do gift cards, all of the Amazon gift cards are out. Overall, this was just a great experience. It was quite stressful for me, and I'm sure it was pretty stressful for Carly as well, but overall it went by so smoothly, like I said, and I'm just so happy with the results, and I really hope you guys are happy with it too. I hope you guys all had a fun time. If you guys still have not watched Bookfest in Bed, or if you've missed it, I will have it linked up in the cards, and I will probably have just everything in the cards or description or somewhere, anywhere you'll find it at your convenience. All of the timestamps for Bookfest are also in the description bar, and so you don't have to watch the whole thing or anything like that. I will say that it definitely came at a very wrong time in the world, especially because of the murder of George Floyd and the heightened Black Lives Matter protests and all of the terrible and horrible things that happened at the same time of Bookfest in Bed. So it was definitely a more bitter than bittersweet moment to have to do that on the day where everything just kind of blew up. It was definitely a harder time, and if you notice, like right after I finished the Henna Wars, I was not reading. I couldn't get off of my phone. I was just refreshing it. I know that doesn't really have to do with Bookfest in Bed, but it was definitely something I wanted to make note of. But like I said during Bookfest in Bed, during the live show multiple times, I hope that gave people some sort of a bit of escapism, even if we didn't necessarily or don't necessarily deserve that escapism. I hope it gave kind of a brighter light in that week, that terrible, horrible week that we're still definitely seeing repercussions of, and we will be seeing repercussions of it for many months and many years to come. It is not over, but again, I do hope that my videos, Bookfest in Bed, this vlog, maybe is helping distract you a bit, and I just hope everybody is taking care of themselves as well as taking care of others. Speaking of course, I will have a bunch of resources down below. I will have the resource that Starla from Starla Reads has created. It's a fantastic resource with a bunch of like donation links and petition links and book recommendations and a whole bunch of stuff, so definitely go check that one out. I will also try to find one of those petition threads on Twitter that are like kind of lesser known petitions. Bunch of things will be linked down below, so hopefully you guys check those things out. Sign petitions, use your voice, all of those things. But that is going to do it for this vlog. I finished 3 books this week. I don't even know if it's been a week yet. Time is a construct. But I finished Witches of Ash and Ruin, which I gave 3 out of 5 stars. I finished Girls of Paper and Fire, which I gave 4 out of 5 stars. And then I finished the Henna Wars, and I gave that one 4 out of 5 stars as well. So hopefully you guys check those books out. Thank you guys again for your support, and I hope you guys have a wonderful rest of your day. Bye.